And we're gonna go ahead and get started. Could you go ahead, check that picture?
God, we just waiting for it to.
There you go.
All right, good, perfect. And shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops. Salutations to the 144,000 and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen, the Israelite foreigners. All right, and yeah, we just gonna jump right into this thing. We're gonna talk about the audacity and the pride on the Western woman. All right, and it seems that the woman who's the least of the flock, as far as women are concerned, is the one with the most pride. All right, the one that's the less dateable, you know. And there's a video circulating. Somebody get Isaiah 32, please, Baba Shah. And this woman is gloating in the death of older men that are dying alone. Old people die alone all the time. She don't even know their circumstances. You know, you could have just outlived that. Hell, my father, you know, he lived to be 83, but that's young for his family. The average man in his family lived to be 99 to 101. That was the average for his father and his uncles. All right, they have longevity in their families, man. And so when my father's uncle died, my great uncle, I remember going over there to bathe him because I was the only one who was actually strong enough to hold him up and bathe him. And that was some humbling shit for me. And it was humbling for him too.
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, I don't want to wash nobody else's ass.
That's right, brother.
You know, but he was an old man and he was panicking and shaky because he had been dropped before. And I told him I got you on. And you know what? And I actually enjoyed them last conversations, them last moments with him, because he got the true doctrine, the true of what you're in. I got some really old books from him too.
You amended them.
But nevertheless, man, he outlived his everybody. You know, only one he didn't outlive was my grandfather, his younger brother, right? And then he went a couple years behind him, and they both made it past 99. All right.
Damn.
So you know,
You never know the circumstance.
these are old men. All right.
You got that?
Go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vengeance shall fail, the gathering shall not come.
And see, the gathering shall not come. There's gonna be no food, no power, no nothing. And these women have yet to understand. All right, when all this pride with their degrees and all this stuff, is that you have a evil, wicked man that's in rulership that allowed you to have that.
Gotcha.
America was not built by women.
Sure, brother.
Britain was not built by women. No place in Europe was built by women. No place in Africa. No place in Asia was built by women. The world was built by men.
That's right.
And every your iPhone to 911, it all was set up by men.
That's right.
And all this, you don't need a man, and I don't need a man, and you know all this other stuff, and all that came about real strong when I was in school. And I remember hearing guys, well, I don't want my daughter to have to depend on a man. I wanted to get and that got stuck in their head, and then look, and it backfired on Esau because they have the least babies. Why? Because all your women are on birth control and killing their babies. All right, you're the one that told them that their career and their degree was more important than being a wife and having a family.
That's right. Now they're
all right, and now they're 30, late 30s, 40 years old, doing in vitro, trying to have babies. All right, and then we're gonna talk about the 20 plus years of the adult age, baby making age, people getting wiped out by fentanyl.
Right.
So Esau is really small. So his doctrine, he leaned into his own understanding and it backfired on him.
Hey, Elder Malcolm, just to add what you're saying real quick, the LGBT thing.
What's that?
That's what I'm just saying. Plus with the elders.
That was in my head.
And plus the prophecy.
That's
Esau
right.
made small among the heathen. Yeah.
That's right.
He fulfilled his own prophecy with his own stupidity.
Dumb
That's right.
nigga.
All right.
This is Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
And that was done on purpose, especially amongst the tribes.
That's right.
Especially, I did a video earlier because I saw a video on TikTok where you have this coon, and I wish I couldn't. You know, that's one thing I don't like about TikTok. You can't go into your history and
See what
find
you
what
said,
you into that. Yeah, because I made a comment, and then when I tried to go back to it, I'm like, fuck, it wouldn't just come
You
up.
had to say the link.
But he basically was big up in Esau in that neighborhood because he was in some area where they had all the food and everything just sitting out where you could just pick it and go pay for it yourself. And this would never work in the hood because niggas would, and I'm like, man, and it just made me so mad. I'm like, look, the nigga in America is a creation of the so-called white man.
It's the only thing he created.
It's the only thing he created.
It's the only thing
He created that because if you go back to the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, Jake was thriving and doing well after slavery in America.
That's right.
All right, they had their own neighborhoods with their own stores, their own movie theaters, their own banks. They were doing very well. And through hate, through racial hate, the summer of 1919, the bloody summer. Right, and then after that, going into the 20s and the 30s, the drown towns.
That's right. Yes, sir.
So you literally had about 50 different places in America where Jake was doing extremely well, better than their so-called white counterpart, and they came in and destroyed them.
That's right.
And then what did they do after that? They started, you know, Jim Crow thing was already going on, and then what did they do after that? They started the redlining and the banking things. They wouldn't allow Jake to buy property. They wouldn't allow Jake to get business loans, to get house loans, and not to mention all those 50-plus townships and that Jake had created. They lost all their property, all their wealth, their bank accounts, and everything, which all got transferred, Ciroc 10-8, which all got transferred into the hands of so-called white people.
That's right.
So, and then you set up this thing where coming into the 60s, you kicked the man out the house and broke up the families.
That's right, brother.
I'm a product of that. The first generation of all the women who were leaving their men, all these women started divorcing their men in the late 60s and 70s.
That's right, brother.
All right? So most of the people in the 80s that were teenagers and young people in the 80s grew up in single-parent homes, man.
Yes, sir.
The 80s and 90s.
Yes, sir.
Those were single-parent homes, man. And by the time, and most of the brothers here were born in the late 80s or 90s, most of their families were already destroyed.
Yeah.
Majority of them.
I didn't meet my father till I was like 3 or 4. And as an adult, I asked my mother what took so long. My father's mother had to seek me out. And she said she had no reason. She said except for what society was telling her. Her mother and her older sister, my auntie, my grandmother, my auntie, was telling her, you don't need no man. You can do this on your own. And she went off of it.
That's right.
Now fast forward, now her old age, she say, and she regretted. She glad that my grandmother, my father's mother, sought me out. So yeah, they was destroyed based off what society put. She admitted it. She said I had no reason.
That's right, brother.
So Esau, man, he got a lot to pay for.
That's it.
Yeah.
He set this shit up, man.
Absolutely.
So that's constantly what they're seeing on TV and commercials and movies, and that shit, it became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, they pushed it in the narrative.
And we try to get our women to understand that because, you know, these women think that GMS just hate women. No, we love women. We hate bitches.
Right.
All right. That's when the Bible speaks as an unruly woman as a female dog. And last I checked, a female dog is called a bitch.
Yeah,
That's
they're
right.
not in their divine.
Where you criticize them and bring accountability their way, then they want to come with all you hate.
Right, and that's the thing, because there's a divine nature to everything. All right, and so the divine nature, how the Most High God made a woman, they're the opposite of that. And here it is, Esau, Edom, and going to the beginning of time with the serpent in the garden. You know how he brilliantly went to the woman, to the weaker vessel.
Absolutely.
All right, and got her. You know, and that's why.
That's his MO, because he won't go get the hinder parts. He's a bitch.
Exactly. But it's still brilliant in a sense. But this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 25, verse 24. It says, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
That's right, brother.
You see, because here it is now, Esau Edom has got to our women and put them on a pedestal, put
right.
them above the man.
That's right.
They have, totally, it says the foundations of the earth are out of course. All right, and this is why instead of a paradise, this earth, it's a living hell.
That's
all right,
right.
because everything is ass backwards.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Elder Malcolm, you said something about how it's not gonna be any more. It's not gonna be no food and some other stuff.
Water, no power,
power,
no security.
Yes, hey, and also no 911.
That's right.
All right.
Her best friend.
And just like that movie, you had sent me Daylight's
watch
In.
it?
Yes, Daylight's In. It was cold. Daylight's In,
What
and
platform?
one of the marauders that came, and the old girl was there by herself, and she was like, "Okay, you could just take whatever you want."
Come
He
in.
was like, "That's the plan." You know what I'm saying? and it was gonna be you, bitch. That was gonna be
He said,
taken.
yeah. He said, yeah, we like that. We like that. We like them tits and ass
Too. Yeah, right.
So you can just bring them right on.
And he said that's the plan.
Right.
So there's gonna be no 911 where the women, all these women that's so proud and just so out of order.
No, I wanted to make a good point because when we watched the video earlier that we're gonna bring out, but one point that Dennis Quaid had made, he said, well, in the 20s this wouldn't be so. Well, in the 20s, women knew they fucking place.
That's right,
Exactly.
In the 20s, men was fucking men.
That's
Yep.
right, brother.
That's the difference.
Yep. Or more so than what it is now. It was still kind of out of order back then.
No, but it
was
was way
way.
different.
No,
Yeah, but and the Jake families were together.
That's right.
There wasn't no folks in the Stones,
That's
and no
right.
gang banging, no Bloods and Crips. And Jake won, five-finger discount and robbing and beating the shit out of each other.
Women were wearing long
Not-
skirts.
So there was a lot of order within the so-called black community. Their
Right.
families were together.
Right.
All right.
I'm gonna pull
And so like we said, it was the wicked plans of Ammon, of these Edomites, that set out to destroy Jacob, and they implemented those plans and they destroyed Jacob.
Yeah, yeah.
They created the nigger.
Right.
They created the ghettos.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
With the music and the entertainment and all the other
Projects.
things. But go ahead and bring out them precepts you brothers got.
Yeah, I
Then we
say
gonna
this
play these.
because Esau sets Jacob up to fail so he can point the finger and say, "See, I told you this how these niggas are."
The
Right.
accuser
Yeah.
of our
Exactly.
brethren.
Exactly.
He's on your way.
This Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which led thee caused thee to err and destroy the way of thy path.
Wow.
Like you were saying, when E set this up, now we being oppressed by our own children because of these damn females now. They trying to rule over us. They want to have the power. They don't want to take no accountability. They think they don't need a man. And then fast forward, like you said, man, they about 40, 50 years old. They looking for a man. It's too late.
Yeah. And well, Esau Edom is the one that's in power right now and giving these women these particular
And
liberties.
it's backfired on him.
Exactly.
He's all
Yes.
fucked up now.
Exactly.
And now he
Absolutely.
can't stop Becky from getting BBC.
That's right.
Stupid.
All right? Becky in the club right now somewhere all up on Julio and Juan.
That's right.
All right?
Trying to catch the rhythm.
Exactly.
What,
Becky out there trying to salsa dance. Right, get with Pedro. Right now.
Bill Gates' daughter. Hey, Bill Gates, let me in now.
That's it.
Hey, bro.
Hey,
Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in
Hey,
now.
that's my nigga right there, man. That nigga real.
I got a precept. I got two. This is Daniel 7. Oh, no, this wasn't Solomon 6 and 24. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world,
come on now.
and the wise king is the upholding of the people.
What scripture is that again, brother?
Wisdom Solomon 6:24.
Kind.
So a wise king is what keeps order in the nation, keeps
Sure.
order in the kingdom. And Esau being the wicked, as the back it tells us, his spirit's not upright in him. He went and did the opposite of the scriptures. Now these men are all defeated, weak hands, feeble knees. All right, you got incels. That's crazy. Incel, that shouldn't be a thing. All right, that shouldn't be a thing. You got these niggas that's feminists. They up there upholding the woman so they can get some box kissing her cheeks and shit, man.
They get it.
Walk a nigga on his knees acting like a damn lab dog, a labradoodle, whatever. All right, to some woman. That's crazy. This is what a wise king does to this woman, man. Esther 1,
Come on now.
and I'm
We
getting straight to
brought it
the
out
point.
yesterday.
That's in my
Yeah.
list. That's in my list I wrote
Spirit.
today.
That's the spirit.
And the milk answered before the king and the princes, Vashti, the queen, have not done wrong to the king only, because the king simply called for her presence, and she denied him.
Mm-hmm.
This is the response. The king asked, for one, he didn't just say, okay, baby. He wouldn't ask his wise men, what should I do about this? He knew it just wasn't right. That's what his wise men said. Vashti, the queen, have not done wrong to the king only, so she didn't just disobey you and that stops with you, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king of Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, that they shall be, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported. So these bitches hear this wickedness, and more wickedness come from it, man. You got Beyonce up there talking about all my single ladies and all this shit. I only put that's crazy. I saw a TikTok earlier.
That bitch married.
And basically the caption, basically the caption was like, social media is telling me to be a whore, so I'm gonna be a whore. So that's just that was pushed out, and it had an audio clip behind it. It was a whole little thing to it. But these people really follow whatever's pushed out there. So if Whoredoms is pushed, they're gonna go after. And who set this up? Esau, Edom.
Exactly.
All right.
And he aimed it at Jacob, but now it's backfired.
That's right.
Because he's destroying all the people because his women are doing it too.
Exactly.
And Beyonce made that song, Who Run the World Girl, and that song came out.
That's all these
And
bitches
they
entitled.
started really getting entitled when that song came out. But not that one song, Girl Run the World, that's one of the
And the
that's when a
song
lot of
is, and
shit.
the song
It's
sucks on top of
trash.
that.
And it produces what's going on in the world today.
Yeah.
The scripture says the government of a prudent man is well ordered, man. A prudent man who can see the consequences of their actions.
right.
You see, because here it is, Esau, Edom. They're the opposite of a prudent man and a well-ordered government. They're the opposite of that, and that's why you have rape, rob, murder, death, kill, envy, disease, sickness, wars, all these things that's going on today.
Continually under their rule.
Continuously, and it's just getting worse and worse by the day.
right.
All right, by the second, it's getting worse and worse, ultimately until wickedness reaches its height that it cannot pass.
They got some shit called rich man's diseases. Here it is, you rich,
Yep.
but you
King's
got
disease.
you got herpes, you got fucking all type of fucking goddamn STDs, but it's a badge of honor in Hollywood.
Wow.
You know, you got a rich man's disease. Yeah, you going places, nigga.
They fucking all the same bitches, yeah.
That's right.
At the end of the day, Esau did
Fucking
set
all the
this
same
system completely contrary against the Israelites, but he's a lawless man anyway.
That's right.
Amongst himself. You know, they sleep with they put it's a whole trend when they show a peanut butter. All right, the jar of peanut butter on social media got a hole in the middle. Then it showed like a picture of they got a dog or some shit. Esau is weird like that, man.
Right, it'll say, tell me how I know my dog loves peanut butter.
Right.
And then
Yeah, shit like that.
See,
So this man is a lawless man. So he didn't give a shit. He didn't mind all the. Remember Rome and
Caligula.
Greece. All right, that shit is all all that shit.
Yeah, I remember how they took a lot of those images down for that we used to use when we would look up,
A freak fest.
when we would look up all the different Christmas holidays that came out of Rome.
That's
You know,
what
Bacchus and all those
yeah.
things. A lot of those images they removed when we started using them.
Hey, look, that's why you niggas even
Because
call
it
it.
showed you pedophilia and all the weird shit and animals and shit that they were doing.
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
That's why you niggas even call it white girl wasted. All right, all that party hard, like Elder Malcolm said, Esau created the nigga, man.
That's right.
The nigga woman, the nigga man, Esau created you.
That's right.
You drug riddled fucking bastards, man. Esau created you.
Yeah, because you were a skirt wearing, sanctified. There was a song came out in the early 80s, late 70s called Sanctified Lady. You know, and then dude was basically saying you want a sanctified lady. You wanted a woman who wasn't just out there in the world.
Matter of fact, it's a movie.
Right.
It's a movie called Slave with Ozzie Davis and Esau admitted. He said, "Hey, these people was highly advanced intelligent." He said, "We the ones create." He said, "We created the niggas."
Exactly, and just like in Judith, my man told the dude, like, yo, if they on point, hey man, let my Lord just pass by, leave them alone, lest their God be for them and defend them. He said, but if they doing all kind of madness and wickedness, and they're going out the path that their creator, their father gave them, he said, man, we gonna take them every time. Right. And so they understand this. This is why they created the black culture, the nigga or the real niggas and bad bitches.
And niggas cleave on to that black shit.
Exactly.
And we told them a million times over that blackness is something that they, just like they created whiteness, they created blackness.
Yep.
There's no such thing as black people.
Yep.
All right. I'm looking at all these people on the screen here, and these people are brown.
Right.
All right. So there's no one who's physically black. And we've broken down the wickedness of that word and all the negative connotations. And when you say something, when you say black, everything that comes behind it is wicked.
Black magic.
So right. So
Magic
when you say
equals
black people,
Yeah.
you're saying wicked people.
Yeah.
And they still can't seem to get it.
Yep.
They want to try to, oh well, black is beautiful, majestic black. Shut your dumb. You can't have majestic doo-doo, fool.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
It's wicked.
You in a cult. You in a fucking cult. Call yourself black. You up there got brown skin.
Dummy.
Dummy. You put up fucking Christmas trees. You don't know where the fucking come from.
And again, it keeps you always a subject. It keeps you always in captivity.
Yeah.
It keeps you always docile. What you got, bro?
I got some. This what you said. This Judah 11 and 10. It says, "Therefore, O Lord and Governor, reject not his word, but lay it up in thy heart, for it is true. For our nation shall not be punished, neither can the sword prevail against them, except they sin against their power." Like you said, you gotta keep Jake sinning, and they tell you that going off. They
Which
tell
means
you,
the law is still here.
yeah. We tell you that they cloned Tyrone. You had Keith Southern character told him, "We need you niggas to be this way.
Yes.
Keep our society going. I mean, keep them in rulership."
And it started with that Willie Lynch letters back in the day. They put a standard to pit the so-called woman against the man. That was one of the specific points. Give them benefits, give them pledges, let them come in the house, let them come get this and this and that, so that niggas would have to be subservient. They started that's what caused the women to rise up
There's
above the
nothing
men.
new under the sun, because you know they did that in the ancient world too.
Yeah.
When they conquer nations, how do you conquer a nation? You control their women.
What did Conan say? To subjugate.
He said right. He said what is best in life, and he said that to crush thy enemies before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. He said to crush thy enemies, watch them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. All right. And all the men of war were like, yes, this is good. This is good.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Can I bring out a scripture?
Bring it out. Then we're gonna play that video clip of that woman. That brings you can see why we're to this place, because this woman was gloating in the death of older so-called black men. She was actually proud that these old men died alone.
All right.
Not even knowing their circumstances.
That's
So
right.
this is
Really a demon, because she really ain't no woman anyway.
Hey, I was thinking that the whole time. That's a bitch. Bro.
Yeah, with all that hair on her
Yeah,
head that wasn't hers.
I mean, devil.
Yeah,
Right.
that part.
So
that part.
this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 22. It says, "For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel." All right, the counsel of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is wisdom, right? It says, verse 24, "And put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds." All right, be not grieved with wisdom's bonds. And what Esau Edom does, all right, they so-called free you, all right, from those bonds. All right, because there's boundaries that we as the people of God has. But here it is, Esau Edom, they'll say, no, be free from those and just do as thou wilt. Obey your thirst.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get your bucket list, just do it. You see what I'm saying? And so here it is now, our people just rolling whatever they flesh want to do. When the scriptures talk about that how the heart is desperately wicked, who can know it? And the heart, talking about your mind. The Hebrew word for heart is lav, which means your mind. And so here it is, they so-called free you. Like I always say, they basically free you to die, as opposed to keeping you bound to life. You see? So now you just want to do what you want to do. All right, well now you on your way to death. And on the way to death, you a peasant, you in captivity. All right, you just like in part of the curses, we got to go to our enemies. All right, for the want of all things, man. All right, and so they want us to stay in that mindset, and so this is why they teach you these things, man.
Yeah.
Well, so you said the curses, and it made me think of Deuteronomy 28.
No, let's play this video clip. Hold that, brother. We haven't played the clip yet, so the audience can understand why we're bringing out the scriptures that we're bringing out, why we're having the dialogue that we're having. So let's
check this out. And the reason why I be telling y'all not to trip about these men and whatnot is because I work in the healthcare field. I've been in the healthcare field since I was 18 years old. They're dying alone. They're dying alone. The women that's in these places, their daughters are coming to see them every 2 weeks. And I am the one who is right there when some of these men are taking their last breath. Guess what? Nobody showed up for them. Not their kids, not their wives, not their grandkids. Nobody came for them because why? They were not good men while they were alive. They're gonna continue dying.
So pause it right there. She said because they were not good men while they were alive, as if she knows them like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And so she had. So this is. We don't need to hear no more. You can see. You can hear the discontent and the hate. And then the girl, the woman who's hosting the video, speaks on it and kind of cuts her up a little bit. But she's speaking what she just stated was all her opinion and her thoughts and what she wants it to be.
And on top of it all, she said they're not good men. Well, good according to who? You know what I'm saying? Because like the scripture,
bitch.
Right? Because the scripture says every way of man is right in his own eyes. So it's the Creator, the Most High God, who got the copyright on good, who got the copyright on righteousness. So here it is, the good that she's talking about ain't the good of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Creator.
But she still don't know.
Bet you
What
these
you
women-
saying is right, but
Right.
this bitch don't know.
No,
Like the elder
exactly.
said, you don't know nothing about this man. This man was alive before you was born. You raggedy mouth fat bitch.
Right.
Now, this is the shit that Dr. Umar tell you to get with, man.
Right.
Man, I don't make eye contact with fucking black women, man.
Especially
And they
women
help
that don't
me a
have
lot.
their own hair. She got
Exactly.
a hair full of hair that ain't hers.
He the fucking
Matter of
black
fact,
woman alone.
the little edges that's all super glued down to her forehead, that's her hair.
Gorilla.
And that's a curse.
Everything else on
Should
top.
push the fuck back.
Right.
She got a
And she put on all this makeup to shoot this video. She don't even look like that.
Oh, when she said good, it was a meme going around saying that evil women are bald headed. So that's a curse.
Yeah, but they basically on the side of our enemy, our oppressor.
They are enemies.
Exactly.
They are.
Right. So since
it's
they,
even
Mhm.
the
I got
That's
the
it. That's it.
scripture right here that I was holding.
Both dealt.
This is Micah 7:10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it.
No, read starting now.
I started it.
Because you don't have to be, look, good men. The only men that really go through real shit are good men. Talk about a good man, start at 9.
Right.
Hey, fuck you, you black monkey bitch.
She ain't talking about what's good in the eyes of the Most High.
Exactly, she talking about
What's
that
good.
shit. And they probably was. And these was the last generation of men that was raising families, that was doing this. You don't know nothing about these guys, man. You just a miserable, broke bitch who trying to figure it out.
I'm gonna start with verse 8. Rejoice not against me. Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, because you talking about these men and they're in these lower states.
Yeah.
Esau made sure they was in the lower state. All right.
And
What's
you
that?
helped them.
Right. And Truman, what the fuck he do? He said he went with that welfare law. He would not give welfare to a family that was all together. He said, I only will give it to you if that man ain't in that house. So he forwarded that affliction, man. He said, rejoice not against me, O mine enemy.
And tell me that's not a plot
Come on, brother.
to destroy somebody.
Right.
Come on, brother.
Come on.
You got to get rid of that man and then we'll take care of you.
Right.
Come on, bro.
So now there's no manly structure. The family structure is broken down.
That's right.
So the same way Satan went to the woman in the garden.
to get around that.
Get around the man by saying, I'll take care of all this fight.
That's it.
Rejoice not against me, O mine enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be my light unto me. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I've sinned against him. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it and shame shall cover her.
Well, that shame is coming fast.
Can't
Right.
wait. Can't
Man,
wait.
and the funny thing about the whole
We can't wait, man.
That's
Go ahead,
it.
brother.
the funny thing about the whole thing is, man, this little affliction that's happening right now. They all on TikTok crying, man. You ain't even got hit in your shit yet.
Well,
Right.
and it goes even deeper than that. If you
Hey.
go back to the 60s and the
Hey, they just
70s,
taking jabs right now, y'all.
Right.
They ain't took no leg kick, no head
that's
kick.
right.
You just taking jabs. You ain't got the body shot yet.
Now you-
Right.
None of that. The uppercut,
Yeah.
Now
it's coming.
Yeah.
You said in the 60s you was the first generation. I'm the second in the 70s. Grew up without my father in the fucking home, right? Guess what? Those women now, you're 50, you're 50. I'm just 49, about to be 50. Guess what these niggas are going on here right now? These 40s, 30-year-old niggas, the 20-year-old, y'all doubting these men. They've been raised by you single-ass bitches,
Now,
man.
the same bitches is talking shit. Yep.
You're creating the same shit that you cussing out.
Well,
She talking that shit with
Matter
our
of fact,
son
see,
sitting on his lap.
pull up that next video.
That's right here.
Can I read this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a Rock 25.
No, not that one. The one with the that he just
This is
said.
a Rock
You gonna say that one
25.
last.
Look, my balance on.
Go ahead, brother. Bounce.
What room is it in?
It's a Rock.
What room is it in?
And this is a Rock 25.
What room is it?
23.
Info room.
A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh the heavy countenance and a wounded heart. All right, so that's the trait of wicked woman. She knows how to beat a motherfucker down, right? A woman that would not, it's going to say husband here, but we're going to, a woman that would not comfort her husband in distress, make it weak hands and feeble knees. And that's what these women do. Of course, they beat their men down, but they do the same thing to their children. All right, that's why these bitches grow up talking about how their mothers was jealous of them. Their mothers was narcissists. They hate their mothers.
Yep.
All right, these sons are all destroyed. They feel incompetent. All right, when they actually some of them are, but that's because of you bitches, man. You make weak hands and feeble knees. Like Pop said, she got the son sitting right there, and she bitter as hell against men, talking shit about men.
And she probably can. He ain't. The man ain't with her more than likely. And she
No, that's why she did it.
She's
She
trying to
just
collect child
watching
support.
somebody baby. That bitch
That's
should
why
never produce a baby that pale.
That's why she bitter. She can. She get with a red dick. She'll be that baby be just pale.
She too black.
Esau weak. They like that shit. They ass weird, bro. They like to get dominated. They got that fetish, man.
All right. So this video is called "Why Married Women Have a Back Burner Relationship" by Dr. Romney on Fox 35, the News Orlando. So this is only a 3-minute video. We probably won't play the whole thing, but
Can I make a quick point?
Absolutely.
On that video with her, she's just she's completely bitter, and those statistics she gave is super wild. Those retirement homes, for one, only fill 1% of the population. And when you actually speak on the elderly, it's only 5% of the elderly people that's in retirement
I was
homes.
gonna say that pretty much the same.
Right, and then it's double the amount of women in these homes.
Come on, bro.
So you're gonna see both sides of things. You working with men, of course you're gonna see that, and also she just bitter, and those numbers don't add up.
But she said the women get
And
the
she's
women.
going after her own personal experience.
Those wasn't real
Everybody,
statistics.
my daughter works in that business, and she's never said that.
I googled it.
All right?
Those statistics
My daughter has been doing that for quite some time, and she's never said that.
And
What my daughter tells me is that what you're happening is that a lot of white people are confessing all the wicked shit that they did on their deathbeds. That's the only thing she confirms. She said, they're always admitting to all the shit that they daddy did or their grandfather did, the shit they knew about, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, in those days, the average man, he didn't just have one family. He had this family, and he had a family on the other side of town. These women nowadays, these women nowadays, they chose a career over having a family. So what the fuck you talking about? People dying alone. If you talking about that, you bitches already alone. 40 years old, no kids, and a cat.
You know why she ain't got no kids? Because she killed them all.
Yeah.
Oh, they got kids and they just.
Because you ain't had, because she's 40 years old, she done had double that amount of penises.
Yeah.
And all of them, what she didn't use quadruple for more. If she's attractive, then you could probably quadruple that number. Exactly. Right? And best believe, they weren't all wearing condoms and using protective penises. So she killed it. So a woman is in her late 30s and 40s, and she's been sexually active since she was 13, 14 years old. She's killed a lot of babies.
Yeah, and you women are out here depressed as hell. See, when shit is against the
Murdered.
Lord,
That's
when
right.
shit is, no.
That's right.
When shit is against the Lord, there's no true joy in that. Your flesh may have its moments, But outside of that, you're more. It says when the wickedness and authority, the people mourn. That's why you all on medication. It was one more point I ended up coming across. It says another fact is that since wives are often younger than their husbands, so these old men, these older men are getting younger women, and therefore a man might be more likely for his spouse to provide care at home. So it's more women in these nursing homes because these men are the men that they done got younger women. All right, the men you see in there are the ones that had older women and they passed on and shit like that or whatever the rare scenarios are.
You know,
most of these old dudes get a young bitch and they be straight at the crib.
You know, Pops, when he was in his 70s, was dating a 40-year-old.
That's that.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
look,
My grandfather
bro.
did.
My grandfather was 84. When I was down there visiting them, and I actually slept in his room, and I walked into his room, and this 84-year-old man had porn and condoms on his damn dresser.
Yeah.
And then my aunt came in and said his girlfriend is my age.
Hey.
And she was 40. She was 44 at the time.
Elder Malcolm. My grandfather.
She's mad because she's like, well, if you marry this woman, this woman my age, I'm not about to call her mama.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy because Ariana just mentioned because even my grandfather, he passed like 5 years back. He was in his 80s.
Yeah.
All right, but he had a younger woman, and she was nursing him. Literally, I didn't even think about it. What I just read literally happened to my grandfather, just like that. He got the bottles of ginseng. My grandfather been on that. Like,
he
got
taught
the
us
bottles
the
of
ginseng.
ginseng. Remember, I gave you the ginseng.
Yes,
Hey, he was on that shit. He had the book. He had a book under the mattress. The spider web, the motherfucker, the ostrich. They named their moves in them books, man. Hey, look, and he passed away. You know, he was sickly. He had cancer, and you know that chemo pined him away. But he had a young woman there that helped him, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he didn't need to go to a damn nursing home. That's why nursing home is double women and men. Nobody wants you raggedy bitches. That's why you bitter right now, because nobody wants you raggedy.
Yeah, that's
bitches,
why
man.
she has the time and the imagery, and like the Elder Malcolm was bringing out, just the hate and the disdain to make this, because nobody's fucking with her, man.
That's it.
She's going to RPM steak with 10 more of her friends just to see black men, niggas black as her, with white bitches, with Latin women, you know, with Asian women.
Eating good.
That's why they.
And the bitch paying for it, especially if the Murph there.
That's why they.
I know.
That's why they making videos about the passport, bros.
Yeah.
So we don't care. Good riddance.
Oh, so like you want, please let me say this.
Yeah.
I don't even fuck with the ideology of tricking at all, let alone going to another country far in faith. But I really appreciate the fact that it's a group of black men that's out here doing this, because they're going to South America, Latin America, Asia, these niggas in Europe, but those men from those countries ain't coming over here.
That's right.
They not coming over here, man.
And they acting like they don't care, but you making videos about it.
Of course,
You
exactly.
talking about it.
Exactly.
It's on your mind.
It really hurts.
Some of your mind.
You hurt.
Right.
Hurt.
If you didn't care about that, you wouldn't be talking about it.
And
Exactly.
we can say,
Right.
listen, man, our enemies, listen, as Israelite men, our enemies are some bitches, man. They weak as fuck, man. Because just this little bit of adversity, they all on TikTok, they all crying. Welcome to our world, man.
We've
We
been
been
living
kicked
this
out the
way all
house.
along.
Right.
Jake been struggling like this all along, bro.
That's right, brother.
And now that
That's
they
right.
starting to feel that they crumbling. But let's play this clip real quick.
Decent, Brooks says, weather-wise. He'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes. Right now, though, if you're in a relationship, should you really have a backup plan? There is new research that shows half of all women have a guy on the back burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship. Physician and national mindful living expert Dr. Romy Mushtaq is here to talk more about that. Dr. Romy, seriously?
Good morning, Tom. I know, and
Come on, this sounds positively guy.
doesn't it? And I have to sit here and defend all of us women, but this is the latest psychology research. I was just as shocked reading this data. More than half of women who are married and categorize themselves as happily married. They're married.
Happily married women are doing this?
Have a backup plan. And what is a backup plan? It means you have someone on the back burner
It's a specific person
A
they've
specific
identified.
person that they've identified, and in most cases it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
Get
Okay,
out of
pause it right
town.
there.
She got one. That's why
Now,
she's
now,
so
now,
fired up.
now, let me tell you. Now I want you. Now let's hear the truth of this matter. That's the women who admitted to it.
Exactly.
Right.
So the study shows that 50% of women, because every woman's not going to go there and sit on that couch in that session and tell them everything. So if 50% admitted to it, I would say it's probably more like 75%.
I say it's
All
100.
right. So damn near all these women, man. So now you understand why men are so-called getting their passports and leaving and going to get with women in other countries. But guess what? It's just like Murph said. The men in those other countries, they're not coming over here to get you American with it. All right, they'll come here and and go to the club and try to run you out to the parking lot, do some parking lot pimping, like Big Fat Joe said.
Right.
All right, but they ain't trying. And outside of that, they ain't trying to. They want to see that wop.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they ain't trying to marry you, seize you up, have children, have a family with you, take you back to their lands, so
Right,
you can be all sit at their table.
To their family.
And all
and
this
shit.
right. Now next thing you know, they sisters and shit.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
right?
Hey.
You just hey, tell a story about Rampage, brother Barbecue Shop.
Oh yeah. This cat, he's a world champion. He's one of the most famous. He's an icon, but one of the most famous mixed martial artists of all time. Quentin Rampage Jackson. They was over there in Pride, in the early 2000s and shit. And they was winning belts and all that. And he had ended up bringing the lady
The
back.
fighting promotion.
It's
You say
Japanese
pride,
fight.
people would think.
I just said he was a fighter.
Yeah.
Hey, look it up, nigga. They can look it up. Fuck what people think. We like niggas to look up shit around here.
No,
But
we know
anyway,
niggas don't do that, but
Right,
anyway.
right.
They don't.
But we set the
But-
Pride
straight.
FC, Pride Fighting Championship.
Exactly.
Right?
Pride Vegeta.
And for the record, for all you newcomers to MMA and UFC, bandwagon UFC guys, all right, Pride was actually the best fighting
Absolutely.
organization
Absolutely.
ever of all time.
Absolutely.
Like, period, man. There's no other fight promotion in the history of mankind that I'm aware of that could actually match Pride. And I'm gonna tell you what, one is coming pretty close.
Did they do Valet Tudo?
Because Valet Tudo was Pride of that.
Okay.
Because one championship does everything. They got MMA, kickboxing, grappling. They got all three. All right, and they do the Muay Thai with
Muay
the
Thai,
MMA gloves. too.
And they be off
That shit is
steroids,
real.
too.
Wow.
That
Right.
shit real.
But
this-
anyway, go ahead, brother.
But the Rampage, he had ended up bringing a girl back from Japan, and he was dealing with her, and that was his woman. Yeah, his mama. She ended up talking to his mama. His mama was like, "What are you doing?" She was pregnant too, at the time I think, and she was making him a plate. And she said, "Well, why you got this girl making a plate?" She kept talking. He said, "The more she talked to his mama, she ended up leaving, and having a whole different attitude. And she was just like a regular bitch from America, and it was over with." His mother ruined her, man. See, I'm gonna tell you, brother, something, man.
And the man said I should have never introduced her to my mom.
Absolutely,
Because this black woman just
You
like
shouldn't.
that one that was on that video we watched, and most black women can't afford to go sit down and have sessions with a psychiatrist. All right, so the black woman is probably 100%. All right,
True.
So,
It's the
so
truth.
these
It's
women are
absolute truth.
completely out of order. Your own institutions are showing you, man. These Western women in general are just completely messed up, man. And the Lord is going to annihilate you.
That's right.
All right? He's going to bring the pain. You're going to get that death by pain, man. And you're going to get put in order. And you're going to be shame-faced in the kingdom. Those of you women that are Israelites, you got some brothers.
This is Ezekiel 16 and
Perfect.
44.
Perfect.
Yeah. Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter. So this generation of just whores was trained by old whores. Old whores and hair rolling bitches, man. And that's just an example. She turned that Japanese woman out quick as hell, man.
Quick.
All right?
I think my mama taught her how to cheat on me. How to commit.
Quick.
That's
Quick.
what I'm talking
Women,
about.
look, as a man, like, ain't no fucking woman supposed to be talking to your mama. Your woman ain't supposed to be. You shouldn't even have a fucking woman. especially when you have been this true. But if you got one, you deal with it according to how to deal with it. But your woman ain't got to talk to your mama.
Yeah. That's some Esau.
So yeah, that shit cornball.
Especially
man.
if your mama still eat pork.
Right,
Especially
like,
if your
what the
mama
fuck
still
you
eat
talking
lobster
about?
and shrimp.
I don't talk to my
Especially if
fucking
your mama still going to the church calling on Jeebus.
Yeah, and she your mother's
You definitely you don't need your woman to talk to a woman like
That's
that.
right,
Because
yeah.
that woman is not in tune with the Lord.
That's
if your,
right.
if your OG is a bitter single woman, she's gonna be like that towards her and put that hate spirit on her.
Exactly. Your father's still alive and your mother's not with him.
She
All right.
gonna look at
Your father's still alive and your mother's not with
She'll be
him.
jealous
And your
of the
father
bitch.
wasn't her first.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I can't stand you. You look just like your dad.
What the scripture
Yeah.
says is if the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So you gotta get away from the nigga woman, bro. These houses don't have fathers in them for a reason.
It's
Because
especially the
it's a
black women,
hyena,
man.
a jackal in that woman.
Let me finish this up. And that art thy mother's daughter that loathed her husband and her children. And thou art the sister of thy sisters which loathed their husbands and their children.
And you got all these women killing their children.
That's right.
Right? You just got some woman in the pretty damn devil too. Out in Florida that poisoned her 5-year-old and her 15-year-old.
Yeah, these bitches.
Right? These women and Esau's doing this shit. They killing the shit out their children. And it's like, damn, so why did you just kill me when I was in the womb? Why you gonna wait till I'm 5 years old, 15 years old to kill me?
So these bitches got that spirit on them, man. They hate their husbands. They hate their fucking children. If you love your children, you would be with that man still so they can be raised right for one. All right. And they hate that shit, man. But and that's passed down.
I got the curse right here.
My grandmother told my mother that bullshit. Meanwhile, she's divorced. She got my grandfather crib. He still come through and help out. He got debt on his name because of her. And she got the nerve to tell her daughter, "You don't need a man." You wouldn't be shit with her. You know, respect to my grandmother. My grandmother, she looked out for me as far as raising me type shit. But she was wicked as hell for that. You telling your daughter that, meanwhile, this man made your whole life.
That's right, bro.
Even after they split up.
This is Deuteronomy 28, and this is verses 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, and now her bitch got all kind of corns because she all ripping and running these goddamn streets. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. When you break up the home, you're not only breaking up and you're doing your own thing. You're hurting your child, your daughter, and your sons. And you're teaching them bullshit, and you're depriving them of that foundation of mother and father, man. And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, toward her children which she shall bear, for she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in siege and straightness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee and in thy gate.
This is Amos 7:17. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city."
Whores, you're whores, man. And y'all pray. And this is a punishment right here. And like Wisdom Solomon says, man, these great plagues called they peace. Y'all boasting being whores.
That's it.
The real dude, so I'm selling cat. Y'all, which I listen to the damn song, but this is what you bitches boast in, man.
But then they get
They pussy pink, they booty all brown.
Yeah.
You know,
Moving around.
So these bros is just, they out there, man.
Hey, what that white girl said when we was out down on state now, when you said that,
Oh,
y'all
man.
like, yeah, that's right, we raised
the roof.
Oh yeah, that shit was classic.
Oh yeah.
She raised the roof. She was like, yeah. She was with that shit.
Yeah.
I said something about how you went to college and you done
Hey,
slept
went
with
through all this
50.
back.
You done slept with 50 different men. And now you trying to get married at 35, 36 years old.
Of course, I mean,
in a white dress. And she was like,
She's like, "I told you that ain't confidence."
It says the Lord is gonna punish you by your own devices, man. Your own devices. Yeah, you like being whores. All these nations see that, man. That's how you gonna go out, man.
hey, brother, the carousel gonna ride them viciously. Stepping on their head.
Hey, like that movie you sent me when they raped the old girl to death, man. In that basement, man.
Yeah.
After that nuclear
There's gonna be a lot of that.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, man.
The divide.
Yeah, man.
The
I
divide.
heard about that Kevin Bacon movie.
All right, you see that one.
This is Sirach 25, and damn, I got a couple verses on this. You read 24, right? It says Sirach 25:16. It says, "I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with the wicked woman. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth.
See, the Most High will make that woman who is fine as hell look like a goddamn roach, just because her attitude and her spirit is contrary to you and the Most High.
That's right.
You ain't worked your headache.
Her husband shall sit among neighbors, and he will hear it and shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
And there was a video that came out, one of the TikToks, and she said, all women cheat. All we do, we all cheat. Y'all just don't catch us. Y'all did. They are so sneaky and conniving. That's the reason why the Most High is going to put them and take everything from them.
It's true.
Their fucking hair.
The woman said it, and she, in most cases, it's absolutely true.
That's what Eddie was talking about in this thing. He said your woman to go down to Jamaica and whatnot. And whatnot. She go completely out of town. You be around the same neighborhood, same city and whatnot, getting caught up and whatnot. She said, I'm taking me a vacation.
Oh, the bitches, it was a video.
You know, once they got our groove back.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about.
It's a video right now, Elder Malcolm, that's been circulating. These bitches basically was saying, if you ain't trying to hold on the girls trip, then don't fucking come. Why you coming if you trying to hold?
So you gotta come home.
Yeah, when she said, I don't even want a bitch like that around me. If you ain't, she said something about we down with the dick sucking, the ass fucking, and all whatever, man. Man, these women are just out of completely. Don't nobody now you know why. There's no guy coming from Japan, from Thailand, from the Philippines,
from the Netherlands,
from the Netherlands, from Saudi Arabia, you know, trying to marry you trifling ass Western women, man. They want to come over here so they can shit on you and piss on you, have orgies with you, and then go back to their countries and marry a woman.
Yeah, goodbye.
All right.
Treat you like a
They're gonna treat you like a You women's womb is like a porta potty.
Literally.
Everybody done used it and been in you. All right. Let's get this last video about the shot. Because y'all are here for a rude awakening. Because what's about to be portrayed in this video is a reality of something that's actually going to happen here. There's prophecy that this is going to happen, and it's going to happen sooner than you think, man. Well, go ahead.
So what would happen if all of the power in our country went out at the exact same time? Now, this is the question posed in Dennis Quaid's new documentary called Grid, Down, Power Up, and spoiler alert, things would not go that well. Take a look.
Virtually every study you see has an anarchistic component that leads to rioting. It is almost inevitable.
Imagine what will happen if there's no food, no power, no money, and no transportation. Only people with guns and the boldness to go and take what they need to survive will live. It could literally end civilization as we know it.
Cyber attack, an EMP, even a massive solar flare. They're all capable of exposing our power grid as America's Achilles heel.
Right there. All right. So, you know, they told you the truth, what they plan to do themselves, and they're gonna blame it on some other country. And then they tried to throw in some pseudoscience, a solar flare.
Yep.
Like the sun gonna, you know, burst. Right. the sun gonna fart.
Well, it's electromagnetic force field of the sun.
But then nevertheless, that's not no way in the scriptures that the sun gonna fart and fuck up the earth. So that's some bullshit that they coming up with. I don't know fuck how many electro fields there is. That's not in the scriptures. And so they told you the truth. They always try to throw their pseudoscience in there. It's gonna be an EMP or it's gonna be a cyber attack, which they will more than likely do themselves and say that somebody else did it. The cyber attack is the easiest thing to hide behind. They can just shut down the banks and say, oh well, they did it, you know, or somebody else did it, or this anonymous group did it. You know, it's like the song Californication, man. That song Californication. Basically, everything that's going on in the world is in that song, including all the transgender shit. All right, there's even a line in the song where he talked about the moon landing and then being made in the basement.
Yeah, he said he said space may be the last frontier, but it was made in the Hollywood basement.
So there it is, man. So that was over 25 years ago when that song came out.
Yeah, a minute ago.
All right. So these people have been planning this bullshit for a long time, but nevertheless, when it does happen, and it will, all right, they're gonna blame it on Russia or China or something like that. A lot of you women are gonna get visited by marauders.
That's right.
And some of you are gonna get visited by your exes. All right. Because the jail population gonna come out. It's gonna be crazy. All right. Plus, they didn't bring all them soldiers disguised as migrants and refugees for nothing.
Yeah.
All right. They gonna be out here doing their thing too.
They everywhere too.
So you know, Second Ezra, the 15th chapter. Second Ezra, the 16th chapter is about to become a very, very scary reality.
In defense.
All right. Because there's gonna be no food, no water, no security.
This is Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So the men, all this business you got towards men, that day you're going to realize that the man is the prize, and more specifically, the Israelite male that knows the truth and serves the Habashim Hawashai.
That's right.
Hey, there's videos of women out there
brother.
talking about, I need to know, can you fish, can you fight, can you hunt?
Yeah, that ain't gonna help in that day. But
Yeah, but the fact that
that
mindset, the fact that you have women who have that that mindset is showing you that there's something out there.
Coming around.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump down to 14. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone to his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Hey, didn't Obama, when on his watch, order them what, 30-something thousand bayonets?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and bayonets going on the end of what? An assault weapon, man.
That's right. Yeah.
All right,
Right.
it turns into a literal sword.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's what reminded me. Years ago, we used to teach how the Department of Home Security ordered all them hollow point bullets back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the IRS.
Well, shoot, they just ordered a whole bunch of stuff recently. The IRS did.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The post office did. Why does the post office and the IRS need 40mm machine guns? They got 40mm automatic machine guns.
Mail carriers carrying weapons.
Because you gotta imagine they already robbing the police trucks right now. There was a string of not police trucks, sorry, mail trucks. There was a string of mail truck robberies just recently. Mm-hmm. So what that mean? They know that restlessness is coming, man.
Yeah, because the mail department, the U.S. mail carriers, they do have their own police force. It's not a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
they do have police.
Postman.
For the postmaster.
I remember.
You remember?
I remember.
They do got their own police. Verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
That's right.
Smack.
Ravished
Means
equals
great.
grape.
Tag. Smack.
You're gonna be spread out like grape juice.
The top carousel show, right, G?
That's right.
That's right, brother.
Queen.
That's right. Well, that goes back to that Micah 7 and 9. It said at the end of that was they should be trodden down as mire in the street.
Yeah, and that right. Not only are you gonna be mire in the street, but there's gonna be a lot of rape and carnage that goes with that.
Yeah.
Some of you women are gonna get beat to death. Yeah. Because you know, St. Benji always talks about those incels. Bring out your scripture, brother. Somebody get 2 Ezra 6:24.
This Micah 7:10 in the NLT. Then my enemy will see that the Lord Yahweh is on my side. They will be ashamed.
And you know they took out women.
Yep. That they taunted me, saying, "So where is the Lord Yahweh, thy most high God of yours? With my own eyes, I will see their downfall. They will be troubled like mud in the street."
It took women out.
Exactly.
The Lord.
Yeah.
So the Lord, who you call Jesus and God, He put woman in that scripture.
That's
There's
right.
a reason for that.
Specific call out.
Prophecy.
That's right.
Man, when these women, man, they go throughout their life making enemies, man. You know,
Because they little girl.
yeah, because of this feminism, man. Men, especially if you grew up in the hood and stuff like that, you understand you can't make a lot of enemies, man.
Got a lot of
You can't just fuck with people, man.
Everything
family members.
everything can boil. See, a man understands anything and everything can boil down to a fight.
And it can end in your fucking life, man.
Exactly.
Your life, which
Exactly.
you lose your life. You had just 2 examples, man. You had one example of a dude basically trying to help a nigga woman getting her ass whooped in the grocery store. And he had his wife and his child with him, and he's like, and his wife told him like, look, stay out of that shit, leave that shit alone. He went over there and got into between that shit, dude shot his ass, man. Then you got another example. Then you got another example. You got another example of the brick lady, which the whole shit turned out to be a damn fraud, man. So, hey, man, as the Esau,
and she was hating them and basically
Yeah.
devaluing and degrading so-called black men.
Yeah.
Saying, this woman
Exactly.
Same
Exactly.
thing. And it was all a lie in the first place. Hey, this is 2nd Ezra 6 and I'm gonna start at
22.
I'm gonna start at 22. And it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Because what's gonna happen when the lights start going out, you know, during the daytime, everybody's gonna come out in masses and start flocking to the stores. And so it's gonna be deaths right there in the parking lots because people are gonna be fighting over food. People gonna be getting jacked. You're gonna have the jackers and wait for you to come and start putting it in your trunk, and they're gonna roll up and jack you just like Big Brody did on that Edomite, had them pissing on himself. Right? So you know, some people gonna get targeted. It's gonna be crazy. All right, trying to grab the water, trying to grab food, rice, beans, whatever, toilet tissue. All right, there's gonna be people actually getting killed right then and there. All right, especially when they know that the sun is getting ready to go down. There ain't no power. There's no power. All right, so yeah, I know the thought of it. It's gonna be crazy.
But
All right,
in the 90s, you had those bangers that would wait for them illegals to cash their checks and wait for them outside, man. In the little village, now they have that with the vendors. You know, certain of them bangers will shake them down and shit, and that shit's already started, man.
You know,
They plotting on and on their own people. Niggas ain't shit.
Hey, wait a minute. What happened to all that shit you was talking?
Niggas ain't shit either.
You damn Mexicans. You niggas don't come over here and ride and not fuck up our shit. Y'all over there fucking y'all vendors up, man.
Full of shit, bro.
Get the fuck out of here,
Same
man.
Kings, bro.
This is Isaiah.
Hold on, brother. I'm not done with this. I'm still reading, brother. It says, and a trumpet shall give sound when everyone hear. They shall be suddenly afraid. That's gonna be when them sirens go off. Right. When you hear that, we all saw the purge. All right, and I'm telling you, about 2 years ago, I was in what do you call that place? The Sam's Club with my demon, and the damn purge thing came over the intercom, and everybody was that fucked up look on their face. Yeah. It kind of fucked people up. Yeah. And then I don't know if somebody found the intercom and played it up through their phone, but whoever did it, but it only played 3 times, and it was loud as hell, and it went off, and it startled everyone because everyone knew. So clearly, more people seen that movie than we think.
The helper from Hawaii, the sounding of the alarm when he had did the video about the witness of the people bugging out publicly. When they sounded the alarms in Hawaii.
They freaked out.
I see. Yeah, so lucky that they brought out that cashless bill for Chicago now. So it's just only a matter of time to when shit started really popping off.
There it is. So let the lights go out. And so it says, and at that time, friends shall stand up and fight against one another like enemies. It's just like we were talking about. They're not even gonna make it out the stores. And in this video, you could take the sound off and just let it roll. They show you shortly in this video the people running for the stores, or maybe it was prior to show it, but then when the people will start making a mad dash, as it was behind us already, as the first part, you were already through it. But they were showing you the people rioting and going crazy in the stores and all that whole sort of thing, man. Right. And it says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and for 3 hours they shall not run. Man, there's gonna be no water, man.
That's right.
All right, you got the water filtration plant at 79th and the lakefront, and then you got the other one just off Navy Pier, right off Oak Street.
Yep.
Both, none of those things are gonna run, man. All right, they're not gonna run, and it's gonna be no. And so you're gonna and then because the pipes are so filthy, when the water stops running, and all that you get all that gunk and all that rust and all that filth. Because our water is really filthy now.
Right.
And the only thing that keeps it clear is that the constant flow of it. All right. As soon as the water gets cut off for a while, and when you turn it on, it's brown because all that rust and filth is coming out of there. And you know, then plus this water is full of drugs and birth control. That's why everybody's fucked up.
Damn.
Right? Because you getting all that. You know, who the hell refilters the same water that the piss shit water?
Yeah,
So these people are sick. They reverse the flow of the river. This man is not fit for rulership, man.
Not at
you
all.
brothers bring out your last one.
I got one real quick. This is because the elders. You done? Because the elder was just going into the how all these people gonna be fucking boiled out, and especially these women in the dry case. But we bringing up shit that they already do. But this is Luke 23:31. It said, "For if they do these things in a green tree, what shall be done in the dry?" So they mind is really finna fucking warp. Like this dude said it in this video. He said it'll be back to the Stone Age and within a month, and that's where the cannibalism gonna kick in.
Yes.
That's where all this sexual frustration gonna kick in. That's where all this toxic masculinity gonna kick in. It's real toxic masculinity. It ain't gonna be no fucking joke out here. And I don't care what you talking about, some hunting and fishing. Look, motherfucker, if you outside of Psalms, the 91st chapter, I don't care what you know, and I'm a bad motherfucker. I know that. But I don't care what you know. If the Lord ain't dealing with you, you gonna fucking die.
Yeah, and you're gonna be a meal.
Horribly.
You're gonna be a meal because you get knocked out in the fight. Yeah, you get knocked out in the fight, man. You ain't gonna get stomped out. You gonna get ate out. Right. And not the type of ate out you might think you gonna enjoy.
You like that Chinese lady on platform?
It says that in that second Esdras 15, their actions stand in their own power or something like that, you know, because again, it's gonna be no 911. You're gonna have those marauders, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
And besides a hunter, you know, shit, it's easier to shoot a person than it is a deer.
Absolutely.
With the groceries. Person's slow. That damn deer. Oh,
He can hear you and shit.
Right, he can hear you, smell you.
Don't leave.
He out of there. Right.
The most I control your body anyway. Most I can have your ass so nervous and shit.
That's what I'm saying,
Shoot
yeah.
that gun.
It don't matter if you know how to fight, shoot, and all that.
The Lord ain't
bullshit.
with you done.
You done. That's why I said I know. I know the spirit of it.
This is Proverbs 10 and 24. The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon them, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. So yeah, the things that these people fear so much is gonna be the things that fucking consume them. Man.
Yep. And you men who put family first and not the Lord, you're gonna lose your families.
That's right.
Absolutely. They're gonna kick in your door, beat you up, tie you up, and let you watch them ravish your daughters and your wives.
Oh, they gonna ravish y'all
right? And they might ravish, right?
And again.
Come, right? They're gonna be like Comet's wicked ass.
Put that woman
she
first.
moans like a whore.
Yeah, put that woman first.
This is Lamentations 5 and 11. They ravished the women in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah.
There it is, man. So you Western women about to get it, man. These foreign troops, they're here, man. And so between them and these wild ass hillbillies and these crazy ass city niggas, they gonna mount up, posse up. Some of these gangs gonna start running together. All right, you gonna have and look, you already got groups of guys. This is their plan. Just like you got groups of people that are preppers and preparing. All the preppers are all panicking and telling you time is running out, do what you need to do. But you also have the reverse preppers. The guys that are prepping to take the shit the preppers got.
Yep.
So them guys, right? So you got these ex-military guys, they ain't worried about shit because all they doing is polishing and cleaning their guns and knives.
Practice.
You right? Right, they out in the yard throwing their knives and their tomahawks over and over again, going to the range, and they just waiting for these lights to go out.
They know their neighbor across the street. He talk too much. He
Yep.
telling all his neighbors what he been
Uh-huh.
Salah.
his generators.
The wife
and tell
talking
them-
too much.
Huh?
The wife talking too much.
Her too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Or the neighbor across the street that got that fine ass wife.
Right.
You know, Miss Parker.
Daughter.
And that dog,
You know?
I'll take you that they have for wine, they have noodles, they have all everything. Yeah, bitch, take us to
Oh,
that
honey,
shit.
Gerard bought a
Yeah.
whole case
Don't
of
kill me, please.
flour for us.
Like,
Let the lights go out.
Yeah. So it's gonna get pretty bad, man.
That shit.
That's right.
You got one, brother?
Yeah, this is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Okay, proper. Should I read that and slow down, bro?
Yeah, because what's gonna happen is that they're going to send the U.S. military away. They're gonna be over there dying, just like the prophecy said.
That's it, man.
And all these. So look, we've been showing you for years, over the last years, all them thousands of UN vehicles.
Yeah.
All them MRAPs and all that stuff that they brought back from the war. All right, they're sitting in these rock quarries and it right. All right, and it's gonna and all these foreign soldiers are going to be the ones to mess up you Americans, which they already hate. Everybody hates you proud ass Americans, man. All right, well, go ahead, brother.
It's 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husband. So it's not gonna be anybody to help y'all, man. Since their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers.
And women got a lot of helpers. We were just talking about it. One nigga woman got a man to fucking pay her bills, one to give a dick, one nigga to listen to her shit, a backup, 8 backup dicks. Yo,
not to mention that she also getting all this aid from the government. SNAP and everything else, a WIC and Section 8, all this. But she's so independent though. You independent with all these damn. You ain't independent from shit. You getting all this help and all this free babysitting, free college degree, everything that will put you over the man and keep your race out of balance. They give you, and you take it.
I just heard a nigga woman yesterday in the restaurant. Yeah, girl, he gave me $200 and took me out to eat. I'm like, man, that shit finna be over with. The Lord finna kill simps, man. Simps going out.
But you know what?
Going
You wanna?
Yeah.
Some of these simps gonna snap and go
Come back to the manhood.
Yeah,
Hey, it always happens.
Like I done spent $500 on this bitch.
Man,
I'm getting all of
You damn it.
Yeah.
That Myron spirit. Yeah. But he said I always follow you home.
Now he let her know. I know where you live.
Yeah. That nigga said I always follow you home.
I always follow you.
Ain't that a bitch?
You saying that it was a chicken autograph, so she was flirting, but I ain't really want to talk. I wanted to make sure she had a man because I didn't want to be talking to her. So when I asked her, she said, "Yeah, but that he about to be out of there." I said, so
That's
what you
that
mean?
backup,
I
dog.
said, "So what you mean?" She said, "Yeah, I already got somebody on the side ready." And the dude know that she with her baby daddy still. She just had the baby with the dude.
They niggas.
So let me get this right.
All parties are black.
This bitch are telling you, so you gonna be the side. She just had a baby with a guy, and she about to get him out of here to fuck for some other guy.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, until this new dick roll up,
You could be the side to the side.
Exactly. That's what she was on, man.
Hey, y'all. You got a 2-piece. What's your 2 sides?
wow,
You got a 2-piece. What's your 2 sides?
wow, man. Hey, look, so everything that's gonna happen to these Babylonians, these simp ass men, and these wicked ass Western women,
That's it.
they deserve it.
That's
and
it.
and it can't come and it can't happen fast.
Man.
That's
All
right.
right. So with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
Wow,